You find yourself reviewing freight invoices on a malfunctioning monitor in a dimly lit back office, stuck in a life that feels monotonous. Working double shifts. You sit at the same desk, receiving the same paycheck week after week. There's no movement in your circumstances. An envelope arrives every Tuesday, and you already have a sinking feeling about it. Your mother's medical expenses amount to $11,400. You reluctantly open the envelope. The figure is unchanged. Meanwhile, your savings account holds just $847, a number you've scrutinized for 3 long years. That night, sleep eludes you, not because of panic. You've been desensitized to that by now, but because you've been managing funds for others, witnessing the money flow through accounts you'll never truly own. Money is merely a system, not a destination, and you're ready to navigate it from any entry point. You take the plunge and open a brokerage account with $200, feeling slightly ridiculous but persistent. You invest in fractional shares of an index fund, knowing that time in the market is the only variable within your control. You set up automatic investments to prevent yourself from spending the money impulsively, laying down a solid foundation rather than a fragile ceiling. Taking up a second job as a weekend bookkeeper for a small construction firm, you earn $400 a month in cash with no questions asked from Goran, the blunt owner who remains oblivious to his actual profit margins. After reviewing his books for just one weekend, you discover he is bleeding 11% on 2 out of 5 contracts due to misclassified material costs. When you inform him, he seems taken aback as if you've accused him of wrongdoing, yet he rewards you with a bonus check. Goran introduces you to his accountant, opening yet another door. This process continues as you get referred to a property developer in need of assistance with 3 years' worth of disorganized tax filings. You fix those issues efficiently, and it's not just luck. Your competence, showcased without ego, creates unexpected opportunities. Every month you watch your mother's medical debt balance gradually decrease, inching downwards until 14 months later, it's completely cleared. You don't celebrate. Instead, you use that same $600 a month now freed up to funnel directly into your investment accounts. Living on rice and lentils, you manage on a salary that barely suffices. At the age of 29, you've managed to invest $18,000, a figure that once seemed out of reach now feels inadequate. During your lunch breaks, you study for your real estate license, keeping it all a secret from your coworkers. You sit for the exam on a Saturday morning and pass. On Monday, you return to the office, now armed with a new tool rather than a roadmap, patiently awaiting the right opportunity. Your client, the property developer, wishes to sell a distressed duplex that no one else dares to touch, listing for $74,000 in a transitioning neighborhood. Conventional agents steer clear, but you take a look at the property yourself, accompanied by a contractor friend. Together, you methodically inspect each room. The structural challenges are merely cosmetic, with the verbal estimate resting at $9,000. You were already aware of it before he said a word. You offer $61,000 for a quick close. Now, you find yourself needing funds that aren't yet available. The first lender declines, citing risks associated with the area. You thank them politely and move on to the next. The second lender says no due to property type restrictions. You hear 3 consecutive rejections. Persistence leads you to a community credit union where you provide 2 years of pristine financial history. After their review and consideration of your documented income, you hold your breath, and finally, approval is granted. The mortgage will cost $440 a month. Each unit rents for $650, making the numbers work in your favor. You act quickly. By Wednesday, the first tenant has signed the lease, which you created from a legal template. After accounting for insurance and maintenance reserves, you net $580 a month. Although it's not passive income quite yet, it's a substantial step toward that goal. However, 7 months in, a tenant stops paying. You issue the first notice, approaching the situation with a detached sense of process. You draft and file the eviction notice yourself, managing every aspect without animosity. You are now the property manager, repair coordinator, lease drafter, and collection agent all in one. At 31, you own 3 rental units. None is particularly impressive, but all generate cash flow. Your index funds have grown to $41,000, benefiting from 4 years of compounding. You maintain $12,000 in a high-yield savings account as an emergency buffer, money you never touch. A colleague in logistics asks how you amassed your wealth, and you share your methodology, reduce expenses, automate investments, and acquire cash-flowing assets. Yet, he looks at you as if you've posed a riddle. Most people do, you're no longer surprised. By 34, a private equity firm reaches out to you. They're interested in your discerning eye for value, not your funds for investment. You've caught their attention with your rental portfolio, and they offer you a 10% carry on every deal you source. Carry isn't a salary, it's a piece of potential profit. You dedicate your weekends to researching secondary markets, vacancy rates, loss of anchors, owner carrying expenses, because every detail is crucial. After some time, you discover a vacant strip mall and the owner is in dire straits, plagued by extensive carrying costs. You visualize the property revamped into 2 medical clinics, a pharmacy, and a grocery store. Your proposed net operating income stabilizes at $180,000 annually. Presenting your findings to the firm, they listen intently before inquiring about the acquisition cost. They acquire the property for $890,000. While your name might not appear on the deed, it was your vision that brought this deal to life. 2 years later, after getting the new tenants settled, the net operating income reflects your projections. The clinic opens, the pharmacy signs on, and the grocery store becomes the anchor. The firm later sells the property for $2.1 million, delivering a clean return, which you anticipated. Your share amounts to $121,000, an incredible figure that you've never encountered before. Yet, you refrain from extravagance or even a celebratory purchase. Instead, you sit with this number for 1 hour before contributing $80,000 to a self-directed IRA, using it to invest in a private bridge lending deal at an annualized rate of 10%. Reserves matter, as market fluctuations are inevitable. By 37, you've transitioned from an employee to an entrepreneur, establishing an LLC and forming 2 active partnerships. You register the LLC in just 12 minutes. Now, your portfolio expands to 7 rental units across 2 states, generating consistent cash flow even without your direct involvement. Your brokerage account surpasses $200,000, a testament to the compounding magic of your initial $200 investment. At this stage, fear of complacency creeps in, recognizing the importance of ongoing navigation in wealth building. You employ a fee-only financial planner, not out of misunderstanding, but rather to differentiate between knowledge and insight. With depreciation decreasing your taxable income significantly, you implement an array of structural adjustments, including a trust structure you had previously overlooked. By 40, your net worth breaches $1.1 million, something you discreetly check on a Tuesday morning without informing a soul. Your mother's care is secured. That goal remains at the forefront of your mind. You extend a $15,000 documented interest-free loan to your sister. On her 30th birthday, you quietly forgive the loan. She'll never learn of your generosity. Your rental units are now nestled within LLCs under a holding company, providing a sturdy protective structure. Your investment accounts are strategically separated into categories: taxable, tax-deferred, and tax-free, each aligned with distinct timelines. You start developing a family trust, not for heirs yet, but because structure must precede wealth. Generational wealth isn't merely about inheritance, it's foundational. You build it before it becomes apparent. With your private equity relationships blossoming, you now co-sponsor deals with institutional investors, positioning yourself as a principal. Should a 40% correction occur in commercial real estate, your portfolio would undoubtedly feel the strain. You regularly model different scenarios, staying vigilant about changes in depreciation rules that could impact taxable efficiency. As you monitor legislation closely, you choose to maintain reserves typically deployed by others at your net worth. These reserves remain a lever waiting to be activated. At 43 years old, you find yourself in a room with 4 other principals, discussing an $18 million deal. Your co-investment amounts to $400,000, approximately 22% of your liquid capital, a testament to the journey you've embarked on. Stay tuned for more insights into financial growth and opportunities on Billy Finance. Don't forget to subscribe for more. You assess the potential downturn twice. It is manageable, and that is the only factor that truly counts. You proceed not out of self-assurance, but with absolute clarity. You understand precisely what you are promising and the reasons behind it. If anything were to happen to you the very next day, the system would keep functioning. This is the essence of being generational. An unexpected credit event occurs overnight within a European banking zone. Commercial lending starts to tighten rapidly. Two of your tenants, which are affiliated with a mid-sized retailer that has recently filed for bankruptcy protection, may affect your plans. The refinancing opportunity you anticipated for the upcoming quarter might now close before you can take advantage of it. At 6:47 in the morning, you are engaged in a call with your lender, formulating 3 different scenarios. The market will reopen tomorrow, totally indifferent to all that you have accomplished. Its sole inquiry is, what will you do next? Before we wrap up, if you found this information valuable, consider subscribing to Billy Finance. Thank you for watching, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.